How do? So today we're going to start our little walk at Mickleton. The weather is fantastic, as always, during the British winter. Yes, nice and bright and sunny. Anyway, let me get ready together and off we go. So, the best thing about walking on an old railway line is that it's normally nice and flat and relatively level. So the plan is to walk along about a couple of miles on the railway line, and then we're going to branch off and come back round over the top over there and back to the van at the other end. That's the plan. So I know there's going to be a couple of steepish hills to negotiate, that I know of, so see what happens. I've got my camera in bag, which is probably where it'll stay. But if there's anything decent, I shall get it with my phone. If it's really worth getting the camera out, I'll get the camera out. But well, it's not looking the best, so I don't have much hope. But there you go. So this was the railway line from Barnard Castle to Middleton and Teesdale. I can't remember when they closed it now. I'm thinking possibly 60s, not sure though, don't quote me on that. But it'll have been a nice ride to come along. Back in the day, an old steam engine. The days when trains had character. Yeah, it's not a bad area around here, Teesdale. It's far worse places. Anyway, let's keep pushing on and see what we find. Gates around here just obviously left open. Over there, just on there, there's a road and a big lay-by called Whistle Crag. And Whistle Crag is probably one of the most photographed viewpoints in Teesdale. And I've got plenty of photos from there, like, because it's just one of those places you have to go and take photos of. And if you get there and the sun's setting, it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so there you go. If you're ever in Teesdale, Whistle Crag, first port of call. Yes, I remember my gaiters this time. Obviously, there's a bit of a line we went through there back in the day. A little detour up this big hill. I say big, it's not that big, but it's big enough for my little legs. So there's a bit of a detour here because it goes through private land. The old semaphore signal back there. Obviously not in use because there's no trains, but still all part of the heritage. So that's where that signal is. I do a detour all around the village and up this bank, and now we're back on the railway line. Whew. Extra steps. Well, we have a situation. Got a bit confused there because that footpath, what they put the diversion on, I was meant to turn right in the middle of that. So I ended up walking up here, but I've ended up, well, going along that path there, which is the railway line, but I wanted to turn right off the railway line, which was back round the corner, right in the middle of where the footpath's closed. So now I'm trying to follow the road until I find the path where I want to be. Oh well, it'll probably be pitch black by the time I get back. Good job I brought my torch. All because they divert the footpath. Got a problem. It's either Canberra or what, up that way somewhere and up that hill, or I walk on the road. To be honest, I'm leaning towards the road. Yeah, come on. I can't be bothered to climb over barbed wire and dodgy fences and shit. So, just do the road. Oh well. Well, I was going to go along there, and then so up along there the road turns left. Well, I say road, the path goes left, and over that. As you can see, there's not much to see. So I think I'm just going to cut that bit out, just stay on the road. It's about 1.5 miles back to the van. There hasn't really been much to take photographs of. So again, the camera has stayed in the bag. I've grabbed a couple of shots of my phone, but that's about it. So we'll just keep plodding along the tarmac, back to the van. There's a big steep hill down here, but thankfully it's downhill. Then saying that, Sometimes going down's worse than going up. Anywho, let's crack on. Yeah, I think I probably made the right decision by not heading across all that moorland. It'd be boggy as hell. Oh, can't wait for the day. We can have a bit of sunshine. Get out with the proper camera and have some proper photos. This winter's proper dragging now, like. But there you are. It makes us appreciate the finer weather all the more. And there's Mickleton mast. So it's a good place to come for the aurora photos up here. Because right across there, even though you can't see right now, you can see right far north. And yeah, I've got some really good photos and time lapses of the aurora from here. Some of the best I've seen in the UK. So anyway, I'll head down and I'll get to the mast. I'll show you the mast. That's the mast back there. I'll show you the beacon, Mickleton beacon. When we get there, I can just say make it out in the fog now. So I'll show you it when we get there. Let's go. No charge for this view. What's it worth? Do you think longer? Look, maybe. So, what do you think that view is worth? Right now, I'd say priceless. And there's Mickleton mast. No, it's not Mickleton mast, is it? It's Mickleton beacon. Oh, give me Stan. Yeah, it's Mickleton beacon. And there's Mickleton beacon. Fantastic place to come for the aurora. No going this way because you can't see nothing. Anyway, let's crack on down this hill. Wooden gate for the win. That there was a farmer. I know him. He buys his hay off us, and I deliver it to them. Canny fella. Yeah, he's off to feed his sheep now with our hay that he's got. He said, "What am I doing?" I said, "I have no idea." So I'm trying to get fit. Anyway, he's going to feed his sheep. They don't stop up here, these farmers. So, oh, it's another way of life up here, that's for sure. Anyway, nearly back to the van. Another hill to go down, and then back along the railway line a bit. And yeah, get out these soggy clothes. Whew. So they do the clay pigeon shooting down there. Now after all that road work, we're rejoining the railway line back to where we started. Well, made it back to the van. Whew. Them hills. Tell you what, they don't seem that steep when you're driving up them. Anyway, so glad to see Ace fan tour there. This is the site of the old railway station in Mickleton. It was grand back in the day. Now it's just a car park covering tarmac. Anyway, I'll get the better van, get all this wet gear off and head home and put my feet up. So, as always, if there's any decent photos on my phone, I'll stick them on the end of the video. You never know. One day I might get the camera back out when it gets decent weather again. Anyway, thanks for watching and sticking with us. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.